Zion Lutheran Church in the Houston Heights is committed to ensuring a safe and nurturing environment for all children and youth, one that is free from abuse or mistreatment. Zion recognizes that protecting children and youth from abuse is the responsibility of all who enter these doors, whether members, leaders, volunteers, or employees. As education is this keystone to prevention, this video, along with our full Safe Haven guidelines, will lay out definitions, guidelines, expectations, and policies. So let's walk together through Zion's Safe Haven guidelines.
At Zion, we believe in creating an open and intentional conversation surrounding Zion's policies on abuse, with the expectation that all in this congregation will fully understand the guidelines and standard of conduct expected of the leaders and members of this congregation. Our guidelines uphold the integrity of our ministry and our shared responsibility to safeguard the most vulnerable among us. Not understanding or not having the knowledge of Zion's policy will not be an excuse for any violations. As followers of Christ, we take this responsibility seriously. These guidelines define safe and appropriate interactions to ensure a positive and supportive environment for all.
At Zion, we uphold a strong code of conduct to ensure the safety and well-being of our children and youth. This includes behavioral expectations for all church leaders, volunteers, staff, and members. These guidelines cover the full Zion property as well as Zion-related events that are off campus. Rule of 3. At no time should an unrelated adult or child or youth be alone together. At Zion, we follow the rule of 3. A minimum of 2 unrelated adults must be present when interacting with a single child or youth, or 2 children and youth must be present when interacting with a single adult. Children or youth and adults may only interact in an open, observable space, for example, classroom with windows, outdoors and views of others, the lobby, and other public spaces. Adults are responsible for always maintaining this ratio. Physical boundaries.
Adults and youth should always seek consent before touching another child or youth. For example, can I have a high five? Can I pat you on the back? Acceptable forms of affection include side hugs, pats on the shoulder, high fives, and verbal praise. Inappropriate behaviors include prolonged hugs, wrestling, tickling, or any form of intimate physical contact. The swimsuit rule applies at all times. No adult or youth child should touch another youth or child in areas typically covered by a one-piece swimsuit, except in medical emergencies.
Communication and social media. Written communication via email, text, or social media with youth under 18 must include parents or a second adult. Private or disappearing messages, such as through Snapchat, are not allowed. Behavioral expectations.
Church leaders, volunteers, staff, and members must act as positive role models, demonstrating respect, patience, and inclusivity. Adults must avoid favoritism and maintain fairness in interactions with all children and youth. Any observed inappropriate behavior or policy violations must be reported immediately. See the forthcoming slide about reporting. All members of this congregation are expected to know the difference between appropriate and inappropriate affection and harmful behaviors cited in the guidelines. A lack of understanding will not be accepted as an excuse.
Zero tolerance for abuse. Any form of abuse, neglect, or inappropriate behavior towards children and youth will not be tolerated at Zion. Leaders are required to report any suspicion or knowledge of abuse to the appropriate authorities. These behaviors are the foundation of a safe and supportive environment. By following these guidelines, we uphold our responsibility to protect and nurture the children and youth in our care.
Every volunteer and staff member will undergo thorough screening, a criminal background check, and training to align with our Safe Haven principles. Ongoing education ensures continued awareness and accountability. Here at Zion, each volunteer and staff member will know that we take our responsibility in protecting our children and youth seriously and have a zero tolerance policy.
Recognizing and reporting abuse is a crucial part of creating a safe haven for our children. Abuse can take many forms, including physical, emotional, sexual, and neglect. Understanding these signs can help us protect those in need. Recognizing abuse. Physical abuse. Unexplained bruises, burns, or fractures, fearfulness, and reluctance to be around certain individuals. Emotional abuse. Extreme changes in behavior, withdrawal, aggression, or low self-esteem. Sexual abuse. Knowledge of inappropriate sexual behavior beyond their age, difficulty sitting or walking, or secrecy about relationships. Neglect. Poor hygiene, unattended medical needs, constant hunger, or lack of supervision.
If you suspect abuse, it is not your role to investigate. However, it is your duty to report concerns immediately. See something, say something.
Reporting abuse.
If a child discloses abuse, listen calmly and reassure them that they are safe. Do not promise confidentiality. Let them know you must share this information to protect them. Report concerns immediately to a church leader, namely the pastor or the president of the advisory board, and or directly to state authorities. Contact information for these can be given by the Zion office. Reports may be made by call, email, or a meeting. At Zion, we take every report seriously and follow legal and ethical obligations to ensure the safety of every child in our care.
Inclusivity and LGBTQIA+ commitment. Zion is a community where all children and youth are valued. Our LGBTQIA+ youth are welcomed, affirmed, and supported. We actively work to ensure safety, respect, and inclusion in all aspects of ministry.
Zion Lutheran Church is committed to fostering a safe haven for every child. By working together, we create a space where faith, safety, and love thrive. This video is not meant as a replacement for reading and understanding the guidelines, but offering a summary for wide distribution. At Zion, we expect every adult to read, understand, and help enforce Zion's guidelines. Thank you for being part of this important mission.